Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to pay off an outstanding purchase invoice or expense or bill on your Freeagent account. So this is basically where we're paying down or we've spent money out of the bank to pay off a creditor. To do this then, what we do is we move up to the banking menu item at the top of the screen. And then you're presented with all your available bank accounts that you've set up in Freeagent. So here we have a main current account and a petty cash tin. So let's say, for example, we've actually paid a supplier off out of the main current account. So if I click on business current account, to record a manual transaction, we then do the more menu item at the top right and click add transaction. Freeagent then just needs a little bit of information about what this transaction is. So, for example, if we go to the first field and choose the options here, because this is money out, we're only going to be concerned with the top half of this drop-down box. In a previous video, if you have a look at how to record a manual customer receipt, that will show you and explain what these menu items are. So, because we paid a supplier, I'll run through this top half of the menu. So, sales refund. So this is where we refund a customer. We give a customer money back because, for example, a good may become faulty or the service wasn't right or something like that. So then that helps move on to when we get down to the select or allocate the invoice, it will bring up the sales invoices rather than the purchase invoices, which would usually be associated with money out. We could set up a payment, so that would just be straight to the P&L. So if we bought some parking for, say, a couple of quid, rather than raising a purchase invoice and then paying that off, we could just say £2 to motor expenses or £2 to parking or travelling. Bill payment is the one that we're actually going to do now. So that's actually saying, right, of all the invoices that we've put on Freeagent, which ones are outstanding, and I'm going to pay one of those off. So we'll come back to that shortly. Other money out of the bank could be a transfer to another bank account. So if, for example, we'd withdrawn £200 and put that in the petty cash tin, that would be a perfect menu option there, because we'd say actually transfer to, and the options available will then just be the petty cash tin. Other options are money paid to a user. So as a director, they may take money out of the business as and when they need it. So again, if you choose that, then it wouldn't be allocating against a purchase invoice. It will bring up which director do you mean to pay some money to. And then some of the other things on here, purchase of capital assets. Freeagent's very good at maintaining a fixed asset register. So if you do buy an asset, use this menu item, and what it will then do is ask you just for a few extra bits of information. So for example, what it is that you've bought. So it might be, say, for example, a computer. What asset category do you want to associate that with? So we may want to associate it with computer equipment. And then it will ask you, how do you want to depreciate this asset? 25% straight line, 25% reducing balance, those sorts of things. And what that does is it then, when you run a report for a specific period, it will work out the depreciation on that asset and drop that in for you. Depending on what the period is that you're looking at, it will know to apply 12 months or 2 years or something like that for you. It's very useful to use purchase of capital asset if it is an asset that you're buying. And then just some of the others that typically don't get used, so credit note refund, payment of HP agreements, so again just paying off a different type of liability rather than a purchase invoice, and other money out for anything that just isn't categorized by one of these other items up here. So as mentioned then, we're going to pay off a bill or pay off a purchase invoice. So if we click on bill payment, that then changes this section here and it will start looking at outstanding purchase invoices. So that's why it's useful to select what it is right there. It then defaults to the day of entry. So if, for example, we paid this off yesterday, it might be useful just to choose yesterday because that's the date that's going to appear on the bank. And then if you're looking on the bank statement and you know the amount, you could type that in right there. In this example, I'm going to say, actually, we're going to pay off subcontractor B. And so £800 must have come out of the bank yesterday. So I'm going to select subcontractor B and I'm going to say £800 of that invoice has been paid off. If we're doing part payments, you could then sort of say, actually, there's only £400 of it and it would part pay it. But in this instance, we're going to pay it off completely and sort of move down to the next one. So if you wanted to attach any descriptions or any files, if you wanted to scan in the check or scan in the BACS report, something like that, you could attach it there, or a little description of perhaps if it was an unusual circumstance, it didn't clear until 2 p.m, you might want to write something in there, sent at 2 p.m, just in case something came back in the future and you forgot why this didn't actually clear yesterday or something like that. And then all we have to do is click create and finish. If we were going through this for a number of invoices, we could click create and add another, and we just keep going through this screen time and time again until we've finished recording everything. But in this example, we're just going to click create and finish. And then that will take us back to the bank account screen on Freeagent, which is here. So you'll notice that there is an entry here now for £800. And if I click on the banking menu item and go back to the main banking section, we will hopefully see that the bank account has now reduced by £800. And depending on whether this graph was smaller or weekly, something like that, you would hopefully have seen, it seems to be spanned over quite a time period here, but you would see maybe an increase when we receive some money and then a decrease when some money's gone out. And I think because this all happened on the same day, we recorded a receipt and a payment on the same day, it's just jumped straight to the net figure rather than an up and down graph. So hopefully that's helped, guys, but if not, feel free to get in touch. Always happy to help. Thanks for watching.